Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jake from TNJ, and welcome back to the New Orleans Kings franchise here on MLB The Show. And we are starting out this season with a pretty good offense. In the opener, we won off of a pretty good game from everybody in our lineup. If we can have games like that, we will be successful here in Season 2. Now, I am predicting about 70 wins for this team. I don't know where we will land, but I hope that we can get to 70. Anything more would be a plus. I don't know if we're ready to compete for a World Series. Obviously, that's the goal, but we have some really good minor leaguers in our system who will be a part of that future, and I think will be a part of that championship team when we eventually get there. So we start out this episode in this Rangers series, and here we pick up in the bottom of the 9th inning with the Rangers, and now we are on the road, up 4-3 with Nate Jones in, the new closing pitcher who we signed in the offseason, here to close out this game. And now with bases loaded, Joey Gallo at the plate. 3-2 count, 2 outs, and he is going to walk in a run. And now it's 4-4 here with Danny Santana at the plate. Hits a chopper right back to Nate Jones, and we will get out of this jam. But this one, we start out this episode in extra innings. So that's going to bring up Luke Crampton, one of our minor league players who we had to move up due to the options. Now, some of you guys in the comment section said that you tried to do it, or you guys had a situation like this and you didn't have to use any other options, you just move them down in spring training. Now, I tried that. For some reason, it did not work, so I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it was just a glitch in the game. I'm not really sure. But here is our man Clint Frazier at the plate, and he does hit one hard up the middle, and that's actually Yasiel Puig in, and he gets to third on that one, and that brings up Marcus Semien, our big signing in free agency. He swings at an inside slider to Brett Martin, and that one will get them out of the jam. As we move on to the bottom of the 11th, Alex Avila at the plate, and he hits one down the left field line, and that one gets all the way to the wall. Clint Frazier comes up throwing, but now they have a man on second base here in the bottom of the 11th. Remember, we're an extra, so the next run will win it for the Rangers as we bring in Pat Neshek to possibly get us out of this jam. He was with us last year. Let's see if we can get us out of this jam. So here is Elvis Andrus at the plate. He hits one hard to left field. So guys on the corners here with no out still in the inning, and we will smartly load up the bases just to give us a force out. But up comes their third batter in the lineup. That is Charlie Culberson, who has not yet got a hit here in 2021. And we will get the grounder, and we will try to turn two, but it's going to be just the fielder's choice. As now with one out, here comes Joey Gallo, who's given us fits so far to start out this campaign. He gets a pitch to hit and drives it to left field, and Clint Frazier will run it down, but it's deep enough, and it looks like that one will end it here. And the Texas Rangers will steal at least one game in this series, as we did steal the first two, and they end up getting the victory even though we out-hit them 12-9. And man, I gotta say, Scooter Gennett is hitting the ball well. He went 2 for 3 in this game, but that's how we start out this season here. We split the series with the Texas Rangers, and now we move on a little bit and to face the lowly Seattle Mariners, who did not do well, just like us last season. We finished the bottom 2 in the division. So now we hop into a situation here, up 5-2. Here's Marcus Semien, who's riding a hit streak. I just want to see if we can extend that here. And he pops out to right field. One more at bat here in the 9th inning. Let's see if he can keep this hit streak going. He is 0 for 3 in this game, facing Eric Swanson, and he will hit a double play ball, and that one will get the Mariners out of this inning. Well, we're up 8-2, so we should close this one out, and we do. And we get the victory here, 8-2, as we do beat up on, like I said, a rebuilding Seattle Mariners team. And we do start out this season pretty nicely, 7-5. So now we move on to the next series. It's the Los Angeles Angels. Let's see what Rogelio Armenteros can do on the mound. He led our team in wins last year. He went 13-12 this season after 2 starts. You see he's 0-1, 1.84 whip. So let's see what he can do going up against Zach Kelly, who isn't doing well at all either. Same record, a higher whip, 2.23. So let's see if we can, get some hits off of him. So DJ Peters gets to start in center field in this game, and he will first pop out as we are at home once again here in the Metrodome. I'm just going to call it the Superdome because technically we're in New Orleans, but we cannot use the Superdome, obviously, so we will use the Metrodome as our home stadium. So that brings us to the bottom of the second. Here is David Bodie at the plate, and he drives one deep, and it's going to be gone. That is a home run to left field, 400 feet, the second one of the year for Bodie, and that one does give us the 1-0 lead. As that brings up Corey Lee, who is actually hitting .361 to start out the campaign. Really encouraging sign for the young catcher as he watches one on the outside part of the plate. That one may have been a strike. And that brings up Mike Ford hitting in the 7-hole. If I can keep him around 260, I will be happy. He hits one hard, and that one is caught by Simmons at short. And that's a great play. As that brings up Scooter Gennett here in the 8-hole, who hits one hard down the right field line. That one gets all the way to the wall in right field. Here is Corey Lee on his horse, but he will stay at second base. But Scooter hitting the ball well as well to start out this campaign. And that brings up Yasiel Puig, hitting .329. So our bottom 4 guys are hitting very well to start this season. And he will pop out to right field, though. But at least we can see some potential out of the full lineup, not just the top 5 guys in lineup. The bottom 4 are doing well to start out the year as well. I want to give you guys a kind of a look at them. As now we move on to the top of the 4th. Here's Mike Trout at the plate with the man on first base, and he drives one deep off of that monster wall in right field. And Yasiel Puig with that strong arm gets it in. And now guys on second and third here as we do load up the bases. We do not want to pitch to Justin Upton. And that brings up the next batter. And this is going to be Yi-Man Choi, who did sign with them in the offseason. But he golfs one outside of the strike zone to right field. And Yasiel Puig cannot field that one cleanly. And he comes up throwing to the cutoff man. But 2 will score. I don't know how he got good wood on that one, but he did. And they do take the lead here, 2-1. Here is Chris Davis, who signed with them in the offseason. And we will get the chopper there. And that's a double play. Maybe we could have tried for the triple play, but I didn't want to risk it there. As that brings up Steven Souza to the plate, who hits one hard over David Bodie at third. Another run comes in. It's 3-1 here for the Angels, and they will take this lead here in the 4th inning. And now Rob Brantley comes to the plate here in the 9-hole, and he will hit a pop up to left. Clint Frazier will run it down, and Rogelio Armenteros has already had 80 pitches through the first 4 innings of action. So that brings us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Here is David Bodie at the plate, who's already got a home run, a solo one in this game. He is 2 for 2 to start it out. As that brings up the red-hot Corey Lee. He hits a chopper down the left field line, and Anthony Rendon comes up throwing, and they cannot turn 2 as Corey Lee has some good speed. And he beats that one out. It turns into a fielder's choice, and it brings up Mike Ford, who hits a deep shot. And that one is going to make it to the wall in center field. And Corey Lee, he's on his horse. He will head home, and he will score 3-2 here in the 4th inning. Mike Ford hitting the ball well. And I'm hoping that will keep up. When we first acquired him last year, he was hitting well. And let's see what Scooter will do at the plate here. He hits a chopper back to the pitcher, and it will be fielded and thrown out at first base. Scooter could not beat that one out. As now it's 3-2 heading into the 5th inning. Here is DJ Peters at the plate, who, remember, he ended the season last year really hot. We started him out at the leadoff spot. He hit the ball well. And now he's back in that spot. He gets a base hit to start out the 5th. Here comes Clint Frazier, and he drives one deep. And that one will give us the lead. 4-3, 422 feet. His 3rd home run of the season. And that one will give us the 4-3 lead here at home. And now, here we are on to the 6th inning. Armenteros is still on the mound, about 94 pitches in. Here's a hit down the right field line, and that is going to be through. And Yasiel Puig does come up throwing. And here we are, man on first base with Chris Davis at the plate, the new signing in the offseason for the Angels. He drives one deep. Armenteros misses his spot. And Chris Davis does not miss that pitch. It's his 3rd home run of the campaign, 429 feet. and they will take the lead here, 5-4 here, as that brings in Joe Smith out of the bullpen. And he was our closer last year. He lost his spot to Nate Jones. We paid Nate Jones on a 2-year, about $4 million deal, a little over that actually. But I'm hoping that will actually bolster our bullpen a little bit, because Joe Smith in a closer role was really good. Hoping he can do that in relief as well. But you can see here, he is in trouble with man on first and second. Here's Yi-Man Choi. He hits one through the infield, and now bases loaded as Clint Frazier comes up throwing, and he's got a pretty good arm in left field. But now with 2 outs here in the 7th inning, here is Chris Davis back at the plate. He's already got 1 home run in this one. Joe Smith, he's facing him, and he goes down the right field line. That one does get all the way to the wall, and it will score 2, as now the Angels take the 7-4 lead here on the road, and Joe Smith gives up some more runs as we keep him in the game this time, and he hits one hard up the middle. That one's Steven Souza Jr., who deflects one off of the pitcher, and now it is 8-4. Maybe we kept Joe Smith in just a little bit too long here, and that's going to bring in the young relief pitcher, 23 years old, 67 overall, but I love his potential. He gets us out of the jam with his second pitch of the inning. And now we move on to the 9th inning as they bring in Ty Buttery out of the bullpen, facing Scooter, who's going to watch that one on the outside part of the plate. But look at the score. It's now 14-5 as they have just opened up the score in this one. But here's Yasiel Puig at the plate, who hits one off of the wall, and Scooter is going to try to make it home, but look, he thinks twice about it and rounds third too hard and gets thrown out, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. But Yasiel Puig is hitting the ball well in the 9-hole, and that brings up Clint Frazier here with 2 outs, and it's going to be a pop-up to right field, and the Angels do snag a win here on the road, 14-5. They got 18 hits in this one. Armentero started out pretty well, but then in that 5th inning, he really opened the door for the Angels, and that's how we start out this year, as that one did make us 7-6. But as you can see, as we moved on here in the month of April, we got swept by the Cleveland Indians. We did sweep the Atlanta Braves, but then we got swept by the Texas Rangers as well. As now we're facing an AL opponent here, the Toronto Blue Jays, who we don't get to face often, so I do want to face them here in a critical situation. Marcus Semien here in the 9th inning, and 3-3 here. We're back at home, and here he faces Anthony Kay on the mound. Now in a 1-0 count, he gets a pitch to hit over the middle of the plate, and he won't miss it. It's a walk-off for Marcus Semien, his signature moment here as a New Orleans King. And there we go. We are back on the winning column here, back in the winning column, I should say. And that one will be a signature moment here in the start of this season. David Bodie actually goes 2 for 3 with the home run in this one. He started out pretty well in this one. As now we move on to the next game. Yasiel Puig facing Anthony Kay once again, who just gave up that home run. And here he has an opportunity to take this lead. Another close game here, 4-4, but he will swing and miss at a low curveball on that one. And we had the runner moving with 2 outs. And now we move into the 9th inning. Here is Corey Lee, who has started out this season really hot. He hits one hard up the middle, and that makes it a 3-for-5 day for him, as that brings up Clint Frazier here hitting in the 8-hole this game as he pops out to shallow right field. And that one will be the first out of the inning. That brings up Billy Hamilton. We're going to play a little small ball, but look at this bunt. I mean, man, you can't get any worse than that bunt. And it doesn't even move the runner over for DJ Peters as the lineup rolls over. And he is 0 for 5 in this game. We will send the runner on a hit and run and drive it to left field with a 3-2 count with 2 outs. And now this inning stays alive as they bring in Jordan Romano out of the bullpen. And now facing who might be the hottest hitter on our team. It's Yasiel Puig, 2 for 5, hitting in the 2-hole. He drives one to right field. We will send the runner from second base. It's going to be a close play at the plate, but we will score. Corey Lee comes in, and that speed at catcher comes in handy, and he does score the game-winning run. 2 walk-offs here in this episode. Puig 3 for 6 in this game. He has started out pretty well in this 2021 campaign. Corey Lee 3 for 5. David Bodie 3 for 4. I mean, you gotta love what these guys are doing in the middle of our lineup. And I'm thinking about moving Yasiel Puig up, because if I can get that production out of him at the top of the lineup, it's gonna be scary for opposing teams. So I do want to look at the stats here through about the first 20 games. As we look at our lineup, at our top of our lineup, Clint Frazier and Marcus Semien hitting at the 2 and 3 spots are not doing well so far. So like I said, I'm thinking about moving Yasiel Puig up. He's hitting 375 to start the campaign. Really, really good production out of him. Jesus Aguilar and Scooter Gennett and David Bodie all hitting over 300. So that is very, very encouraging as we start out this campaign. Randy Arozarena really had a rough start as well. He's hitting 193, but Corey Lee came back down to earth a little bit, 253. Let's hope he gets that back up. Mike Ford has dropped his average. DJ Peters, pretty low. Lorenzo Quintana, pretty low. I mean, this is not a very good start for them. But coming off of our bench, Luke Crampton is hitting pretty well in 12 at-bats, and I'm pretty encouraged by that. So let's look at our pitching. As we look at Pablo Lopez, 2-0, and he is pitching really well so far. Rogelio Armenteros not having the start that we would hope, and neither is Jose Urquidy, as he is 0-3 to start out. As Brian Abreu is 2-0, or 2-2 actually, but our bullpen is pitching pretty well. Nate Jones has a 2 whip, not the start you're looking for from him. Actually, you know what? We're not doing that well in the bullpen as I look at it. Not doing well at all. But we do start out better than last year, 11-13. This is about where I thought we would be to start out the season, about 500. But I'm hoping that, a change in the lineup will definitely give us a spark. Moving Puig up, maybe even moving Corey Lee up, trying him at that 2 spot. I'm not sure, but Clint Frazier has got to come down. Hopefully he does get better there, because his start to the season is definitely hurting us, and so is Marcus Semien. So I might have to have a change at the 3 spot. I guess we'll have to see. So you can just see our record so far, 11-13. We are on a 2-game win streak, 4-6 in our last 10. And we're kind of even split home and away, 5-4 at home, 6-9 away, not too bad. So we will have to see how the rest of the early parts of the season does unfold, because nobody is really separating themselves in the division. So we're definitely not out of it, but we're right in the middle of the pack. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Next episode, I'm probably going to make some changes to the lineup. I guess we'll have to see, but stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I've been working hard for a minute. The ones who don't deserve it seem to be the ones that get it. The ones who speak the truth never get the recognition, but the ones that act foolish seem to get all the attention. It don't matter though. Yeah. Hey, it don't even matter though. Nope. Hey, it don't even matter.